College, Rajajinagar, Bengaluru. Now I am going to explain one of the second PU practical experiment, that is phase shift oscillator. Phase shift oscillator is an RC oscillator. Oscillator is a circuit which converts DC energy into AC energy. This is the circuit of RC phase shift oscillator. In that we have two sections. One is the inverting amplifier and another one is a feedback network consisting of resistors and capacitors. This inverting amplifier produces 180 degree phase shift. The remaining 180 degree phase shift is produced by this phase shift feedback network, so that totally there will be 360 degree phase shift, and hence the oscillation will be produced. To construct an inverting amplifier, here we are making use of an inverting amplifier which is constructed using an op-amp. So IC 741 is the op-amp IC, that's why we are using that IC in this experiment. IC 741 is an 8-pin IC. You may observe it is an 8-pin IC. Pin number 1 is the offset null. Pin number 2 is the inverting input. Pin number 3 is the non-inverting input. Pin number 4 is the minus VE, which we are going to connect it to minus 12 volt. Pin number 5 is the offset null. Pin number 6 is the output. Pin number 7 is the plus VCC, nothing but we are connecting it to plus 12 volt. And pin number 8 is the no connection. So if you use this pin in the circuit, you may observe here for inverting input it is pin number 2, non-inverting input pin number 3, plus VCC it is pin number 7, minus VE is pin number 4, and we are getting the output at pin number 6. Now let us see how to construct this circuit using the operators, and let us see how to take up the readings.
Observe this is the IC 741. Observe the notch and place the notch up and place it in the IC base like this. Now this is pin number 1, 2, 3, 4. This is pin number 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now let us start doing the connection. Look at this circuit diagram, the same circuit I am using. From pin number 2, we have to connect to 1 kilo ohm resistor. So I am taking 1 kilo ohm resistor and connecting at pin number 2. Other end of resistor you connect to some other terminal. Now again from pin number 2 we are connecting the RF. Here we are using the RF as a potentiometer. So take up the potentiometer, one end of the potentiometer, connect at pin number 2. Now other end of potentiometer has to be connected to pin number 6. So one more wire from the potentiometer you connect at pin number 6. Now let us make this feedback connection. Observe here. So we have 3 capacitors C1, C2 and C3. Let us take all the capacitor as 0.1 microfarad. Observe all are in series. One end of this series combination is connected to other end of 1 kilo ohm. So let us do those connection. From other end of the resistor, here we have other end of resistor, connect 1.1 microfarad capacitor. Take one more capacitor, it should be connected in series with this. Do like this and take one more capacitor, again from the same point connect one more capacitor, other end of the capacitor connect it to some other spring. Now observe, now we have 3 capacitors in series. Now in between the capacitor we have resistors. So here we have to take R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3, which is equal to R. For each trial we are changing the value of resistor. Now for this trial I am taking the value of resistance to be 330 ohm. So observe, so it is orange brown, it is 330 ohm resistor. Let us do that connection. So those resistors to be connected in between C1, C2. C2 C3 and C1 R1. So let us do that. Observe all the resistors other end should be connected to ground. So I am making a ground point here along with the connection. So let us start connecting the resistors in between the capacitors. I'll take one resistor and I am connecting in between the R1 and C1 other end to some other point where we are grounding. Take one more resistor between C1 and C2 other end to the same point because we have to ground it. Take one more resistor between C2 and C3, connect one more resistor. Other end of this to the same point where we are grounding. Now we have connected the feedback circuit. Now observe input for the feedback network, nothing but at the end of C3 it has to be connected to pin number 6. Let us do that connection. So this is C3, other end of C3. Let us connect it to pin number 6. This is pin number 6. Let us do that connection. Okay. Now we are left out with these two connections, plus VCC and minus VEE. So for that I am using an instrument called as a dual power supply. So it is a fixed power supply which has two power supplies. One is plus, you may observe below the plus terminal it is written plus 12 volt. This is minus, nothing but minus 12 volt. This is 0, that is a common point. It has two power supplies. One is positive supply, another one is negative supply with respect to ground. So this plus VCC plus 12 volt has to be connected to pin number 7. Let us do that connection. Other end of that wire, let us connect it to pin number 7. Now take one more wire from minus VE, that is minus 12 volt, that is the blue terminal in the supply. From the blue terminal connect it to pin number 4. Now this 0 is the common terminal, nothing but a ground. In the circuit you may observe we have two grounds. One is at pin number 3, another one is this one. So from pin number 3 I am going to connect to ground point. Again from pin number 3 to the other end of the resistors in the feedback network. So I am going to take two wires at pin number 3. One wire is connected to ground point of the supply, other wire we are connecting to the other end of the feedback resistor where we have made a common point. So this is the connection. Now for observing the output we are using a device called as a CRO. So CRO positive terminal should be connected to pin number 6, negative terminal to the ground. Let us do that. I will take the CRO. Positive terminal I will connect at pin number 6, which is indicated by the red one. Red clip is the positive terminal which should be connected to pin number 6, and black clip is the ground terminal, negative terminal, it should be connected to pin number 3. Now switch on the circuit. So we may observe the oscillation here. Suppose if oscillations are not coming, vary the RF, that is the potentiometer, vary the RF, you are going to get an oscillation. Now observe, oscillations are produced here. You may observe the oscillations in the CRO, but you may observe there is a clipping at positive and negative peak. We have to remove that clipping by varying the RF. That is a potentiometer. If you vary the RF, you may observe now we are getting a pure sinusoidal wave. Keep the RF, vary the RF until you get a proper sinusoidal wave. Now After getting the proper sinusoidal wave, the thing is we have to measure the frequency of oscillation. We cannot get the frequency of oscillation directly. We are going to measure the time period. Reciprocal of the time period is the frequency. So now we have to measure what is the time period between the two positive peaks. So vary by using the X position and Y position, make any one of the positive peak to coincide with the one of the vertical line here. Now observe, I am coinciding this peak to the vertical line. I am counting the number of divisions from this peak to the next positive peak. Count the number of division. 1, 2, it is 2.8. You may observe here. From here 1 to 4th subdivision it got coincided. So it is 4 into 0.8, 2.8. Multiply this time per division value. Time per division value here. Observe time per division showing it as 0.2 milliseconds. 0.2 milliseconds. So nothing but 2.8 into 0.2 millisecond gives you the time period. Here in the tabular column you have to note down that value. Just multiply the number of division and time per division which is there in the scale of the CRO, and note down the time per division time period of that oscillation in the time period column. Then find out the practical frequency and theoretical frequency using the formula F is equal to 1 by T. T is nothing but the reading what you are getting in this column. Just take the reciprocal of that, gives you the practical frequency. Theoretical frequency is calculated by F is equal to 1 by 2 pi root 6 RC, where R is the resistance value what you have chosen here. For this trial what I have shown, R is 330 ohm, C is 0.1 microfarad. Substitute and find out the theoretical value of frequency. So you may compare them, they will be nearly equal to each other. For the next trial, just to remove these three resistors and take one more set of resistor which is of equal value, like 220 ohm, 470 ohm, 560 ohm. Do repeat the same trial.